I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today, our reading from the book of Psalms, chapter 120. Let's focus on verses 1 through 7. In my distress, I cried to the Lord, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given to you, or what shall be done to you, you false tongue? Sharp arrows of the warrior with coals of the broom tree. Woe is me that I dwell in Meshech, that I dwell among the tents of Kedar. My soul has dwelt too long with one who hates peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. Now today's psalm begins a collection of 15 psalms known as the Songs of Ascent. And these are psalms the Jewish people sang in their journey to worship in Jerusalem, in the city on a hill. They were 3 times a year that God commanded all Jewish men to go up, to ascend, and to worship him in Jerusalem. And those times were Passover, Sukkot, which we know of as, Shavuot, which is the Festival of Weeks. We know it as Pentecost. So Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot, which is the Festival of Booths in the fall. And these songs would be the soundtrack to their pilgrimage. Most of them cover a familiar pattern of conflict, reflection of God, and worship. And in that sense, we can relate to these songs because they convey the same process of reflection that we go through whenever we go to church with our issues. And we will have conflict in this life, by the way. Jesus promised as much. John 15:20, remember the word that I said to you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they'll keep yours also. So the Song of Ascents helps us to remember the peace that passes understanding is not the absence of conflict. Rather, it is the presence of peace in the midst of conflict. Philippians 5, verses 5 through 7. Let your gentleness be known to all men. The Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Now, I heard one pastor say that Jesus did not come to get us out of trouble as much as he came to get into trouble with us. So as we go up to worship, it's important that our petitions for justice concerning unjust treatment which we've received from people who oppose Christ in us, well, it's important that our petitions for justice be measured with the understanding that Jesus, our advocate, also prays for us. So as we're praying, Lord, give them what they deserve, Jesus is saying about us, Lord, don't give them what they deserve. I've taken that upon myself. Even though we can't see him, the Bible records that Jesus has promised to never leave or forsake us. Oh, he's here all right. John 17, verse 15, I do not pray, Jesus says, to the Father that you should take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil one. So while we are called by grace to be his witnesses to the lost and dying, his grace involves both our serving and our suffering. And still, he is presently with us in the midst of suffering. He is our guarantor of the victory in what he has called us to accomplish in his name, for his glory, and by the power of his Spirit. And there is, this is where our peace is kept, in knowing that he has promised never to leave us, to forsake us, that he's omnipresent, he's right here, he's omniscient, he knows what's going on, he's omnipotent, which means he has the power to deliver and to effect change, and his character never changes. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. You know, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. And we need your monthly support now more than ever. Donating is secure and easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. Another way to help is to tell people about Groundworks Ministries. You can share these podcasts with friends and family and on your social media. And of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.